Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, now we'll proceed with the book list, today's agenda. So, many students will be like कि बुक लिस्ट का कोई फायदा नहीं है या ये भी बुक पढ़ लो, ये भी बुक पढ़ लो, वो भी बुक पढ़ लो. There'll be students like from one subject you should read these 5 books so that you can get marks. But again, I'm saying if you have a fixed book resource, a good resource, a good resource which enrich your preparation, then it is doable. You don't have to do all 15 questions from given from one subject. If you are able to do 10 to 12 questions or 11 questions from each subject, then it's good enough. Okay. So book list should be that which clears your clarity, which from where you can resolve your concepts, you can revise properly, you can solve the question, and which is as per the demand of UPSC. Means which comprehensively covers the topics which are asked in UPSC. Okay. So this webinar is not just for the beginners, it is for even the people who are confused or the veterans who are confused regarding their books, who are questioning their sources, that whether these sources are sufficient or they will be able to take them above the cutoff or not. Okay, because I know there are lots of doubts regarding that. Okay. So, and second and most important thing is the book list which we'll be discussing today is not just for prelims, it is for mains as well, because we are at the juncture where we are dealing with both prelims as well as mains. So, this book list is for both, and for freshers, you have to have integrated preparation. That's why we are beginning with both the prelims and the mains book list. Okay. So now the thing is that many students have their book list. Whenever you come into a preparation, the first task you do is that which all books you need, right? And you go to a bookstore and buy lots and lots of books. ये भी ले लेते हैं, वो भी ले लेते हैं, ये भी ले लेते हैं, and then you realize that you were not able to complete the books. If you were able to complete the certain number of books, you were not able to revise them, or you have never seen them again, right? There would be one foundational book or some random notes which you will follow thereon. Or the students who have multiple resources, what they will face at the end of April is which one to revise. Yeah, I have a whole lot of notes or books, which one to revise, right? So having a proper book list not just gives you a direction, but it reduces the clutter. It reduces the clutter not just on your tables, your study tables, but on your mind also. Because you know that I have to do these things. I'll do these things multiple times and that's it. And after that, I'll just solve papers. And if in those papers, I get certain questions which I don't know, I'll include that in my notes. Okay. So these notes or these books will be Bible for me. For example, for me, polity, it was Lakshmikant. Now, it doesn't mean that all the questions which I solved during my preparation came from Lakshmikant. There were certain questions which were not there, or the content was not available in Lakshmikant. So what I used to do was add in that. So your primary source will remain that book, and we'll be discussing that each subject wise here. Now the main issue why even veterans are not able to solve, because they have multiple books, they don't know which one to do, they are unable to finish it, there is no revision plans, and whensoever they start reading the books, they read one book, they go to another, never realizing whether they are relevant for PYQs. If certain one PYQ came from one certain book, they'll read the complete book, which is of no use. ROI is very poor in that case. So we'll discuss the book list. Now the big question is that how do we select the book list? Selection is very simple, based on two guiding lights which UPSC has given us, that is syllabus and the PYQ. Doesn't mean, again I'm saying, doesn't mean that कोई एक PYQ किसी एक certain particular book से आ गया तो वो book हमें include करनी है. It doesn't depend upon the one question, it depends upon the percentage of questions which are appearing in UPSC and are solved through that one particular book. It is not one question leading to multiple books. It is multiple questions which is leading us to one book. So multiple questions will decide that which one book you will pick. Okay. So it is based on syllabus, PYQs, and then source, that which source to follow, and whether I'll be able to revise it or not. Okay. For example, in Lakshmikant, it's a heavy book. You sometimes students, they are unable to revise it. What they do is they make notes out of it. Means they'll read the book 5 or 6 times. Then certain information retains in their mind and the certain doesn't. So they make notes out of it. Some people like me, they just highlight and keep the book as the primary source even for revision also. But they know when to skip the page. Okay, means when to turn the page, that I know this, I don't have to read it again. Okay. So it is based on your revision also, whether you will be able to revise from it or not. For example, if you take a very lengthy book on Upender Singh for art and culture, you won't be able to revise it. Though questions come from there, sorry, but you won't be able to revise it. So it's based on, a good book list is also based on whether revision is possible or not. And if the book is good but revision cannot be done, we make notes out of it. Next is application, whether application based question or conceptual questions are solvable from that or not. Okay, means the core agenda after yesterday's paper for you should be that your concepts must be clear. You should have factual knowledge but also concepts. जिसके concepts clear थे ना, उन्होंने statements को eliminate कर लिया था कि ये गलत होगी, ये गलत होगी, ये गलत होगी. For example, Hullock Gibbon में दिया हुआ था comparison that they were very sturdy and just like gorilla. जिसने फोटो देखी होगी गोरिल्ला की और गिबन की, कहाँ से हो गए, right? They are not like gorilla. So it depends. Next एक question था अमूर फैल्कन का, जिसमें बोला कि technology is helping them to come back. हाँ, इतने सालों से वो अब माइग्रेट कर रहे हैं and then they are coming back. So where was the technology at that time? टेक्नोलॉजी तो अभी आई है ना जीपीएस की, सैटेलाइट की. On their own. तो वो कॉमन सेंस की स्टेटमेंट थी, किसी को नहीं भी पता, they will eliminate it. So questions were there. The thing is, you should be able to have conceptual clarity, and the books should give you that conceptual clarity as well, along with the fact. Okay, along with the syllabus coverage also. So a good book list depends upon syllabus, PYQs, source, revision and application. Does this source covers your syllabus holistically or not? Does it answers from that you are able to solve MCQs or not? Can you revise it multiple times? Does it integrate your current with the static part? Now, when I deal with various subjects, you will find that there are certain subjects in which, for me specifically, for which UPSC has given clear-cut syllabus, but no book is addressing that syllabus holistically. So there we rely on notes. So it's not that today's session is just for book list, it's a source-based session, that which source you should follow. So there will be certain places where I'll not be putting book as such for that subject to be prepared. I'll be giving you or telling you the notes, that which notes to follow. So it's main on the source rather than on books. Okay. Now, one book, two exam lens. So here we'll be just focusing on, not just focusing on prelims, but also mains, so that you can prepare your complete examination integrated manner. Okay. Now, for the division here is how it is done is according to GS main syllabus, that is paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 and paper 4. Paper 1 mein we have history, we have geography, we have society. So we'll be dealing again with that. History mein it can be further divided into ancient, medieval, modern, post-independence, world history and art and culture. So it is according to that. So first is art and culture. UPSC mains, it has specifically mentioned only one sentence about the art and culture, the sculpture, the art, architecture around it. But it somewhere revolves around ancient and medieval history as well, the society, the polity of that time. So the book list here for prelims is mainly on the factual side, that you should be not just knowing the chronology of events, but also certain facts about their political, economic, social arena, as well as art and culture phenomena and religious developments as well. So यहाँ पे book list में the basic is NCERTs, old NCERTs and the new NCERTs, along with Tamil Nadu history books, and you have to again supplement this, because it is not like कि ये सारों से हो जाएगा. For example, this time a home का मोइदान से question था, right? तो वो क्वेश्चंस कैसे होंगे? इट इज अलोंग विद द करंट अपडेट्स, द करंट थिंग्स, इवेंट्स विच वर related to art and culture, and they were in news, because questions can be framed from there as well. So you should be updated with the current updates like UNESCO list, GI tags, festivals, and a comprehensive source for that can be that before prelims examination, Nikhil sir always takes a lecture on current updates of art and culture. So in one place you can get those updates. Okay, and it's not lengthy process to go on. अगर आप न्यूज़पेपर डेली पढ़ते, if you read the newspaper or on regular basis, you'll get them. Otherwise, you can have the class session also. Another thing is that all these can be comprehensively done from the foundation notes or PMP notes, which are hand curated by Nikhil. Okay. Next is for mains. Again, these NCERTs gives you a backbone for the conceptual clarity, the pre-clarity. Along with that, you should have certain knowledge of CCRT on the selective basis regarding your cultural aspects like music, painting, dance, etc. And based on PYQ themes, you will be extracting certain topics on which you will do your notes preparation. Either because this is more of prelims based, objective, factual. Analysis is somewhere missing. So for that, you will have to have a lot of answer writing practice, and secondly, notes, so that you can study the complete evolution part, how culturally it evolved, how socially it evolved, how economically it evolved. Okay. Otherwise, foundation notes or PMP, MMP के notes, they are good enough in answer writing format, question answer format. Directly आप वहाँ से भी कर सकते हैं. Okay. So for art and culture, NCERTs and other current based sources are enough. Next is for modern history. For modern history, we have most of the students who does modern history, they do it from Spectrum. But Spectrum is just like another notes and bulky notes. Okay. It doesn't give you much of conceptual clarity, rather it gives you facts. And another thing is that events, but those events are again not organized properly in Spectrum. So Spectrum, yes, they do it for prelims, which is of very low usage in case of mains. For mains, there is another book, that is India's Struggle for Independence or Class C2 Partition. There are two books for this. You can read them, but again they are very lengthy. And the ROI in case of mains, because there are just 2 to 3 questions which are asked from modern history, is less. So you can directly even shift to the MMP notes, which are again very few pages, but directly gives you the content, the fodder which is required to write the answers. Because in prelims, you already know the facts, you already know the chronology of events, the analysis part is given to you. Okay. So you can go on those themes and mapping. Now here, which topics are to be done should be clearly aligned with the PYQs, the themes which are asked in PYQs, because the subject, nothing much comes. Yes, few updates are there, but doesn't change much. So most of the questions has been already asked in the past. So you have to be aware of them, that which themes are asked. Okay. Next is another thing is for quick revision for all the subjects. For quick revision in case of prelims, you can always rely on the practice questions or the RTFQ question, that is revision through 500 question series, where all the subjects are covered end to end through questions. Okay, so revision can be done from there, because we people face issues while revising, that पढ़ लिया, पता नहीं चल रहा अप्लाई कैसे करना है, पता नहीं चल रहा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होंगे या नहीं होंगे. So you can rely on that also. Next is for post-independence. Post-independence is asked only in prelims, only in mains, not in prelims. So for that, there is NCERT, Politics in India Since Independence. Questions are quite doable from that. It's a thin book which can be read easily. India Since Independence by Bipin Chandra, but only selectively based on PYQ understanding. The topics which are asked from PYQ, like states, reorganization, linguistics, or green revolution, such questions can be done, such themes can be done, and which are also addressed quite very nicely in your Politics in India Since Independence NCERT also. So another thing depends upon your answer writing. For that, you can write the questions, your PYQs, and even show it to your mentors as well. Okay. The important focus areas here is integration, how integration was done post-independence, post-partition, and linguistic reorganization, emergency, land reforms, green revolution, social movements are another. In case of social movement, it is not just women-related issues, but also, or caste-related issues, but also environment-related issues, again addressed in your NCERT itself. If you read NCERT, you'll get the topic. Okay, and a fair understanding of what happened at that time. Next is world history. World history के लिए old NCERT by Arjun Dev. And if you don't want to rely on a full-fledged book for a subject from where the question is sometimes doesn't come in the exam, and if it comes, it's only one or two, hardly two, right? So for that, you can also rely on MMP notes, which are quite thin, which are quite doable in question answer format. Again, for American Revolution, you will have one or two questions. You will get an idea what to write in those when the questions are asked. Okay, focus is more on World War, colonization, decolonization, industrial revolution, and political ideologies. It can be socialism, capitalism, communism, all these ideologies. And the questions are not just from one subject. When I talk about GS1, it is not like this question will be completely from history, modern history, or it will be completely from geography or society. The questions are linked also. Means question can be framed such as that it gives a reflection of modern history along with the ancient history also. Okay, means they'll ask certain motives and their practical application today. It can be question of society and geography also, that how your monsoons are related with your social culture, society and culture. Okay, so according to that, it's not like that independently question is asked from one subject. They can be asked from multiple themes. Okay, integrated in one question itself. Next, for geography के लिए NCERTs are must. NCERTs, I would say, are the must, are guiding lights. Okay. NCERT Class 11, Fundamental Physical Geography and Indian Physical Environment. This is for physical geography. This is for Indian geography. They are must. They must be done word to word along with images. Yes. Apart from that, for human and economic geography, if you want to go, you can go for even class 10th, which has nicely covered all the economic part, the agriculture industries. Most of the industries are given along with the mapping, minerals, etc. Okay. So you'll realize even after seeing class 10th book that those students are literally doing lots of maps and with lots of sites for iron, bauxite, coal, everything. So they are covering most of the minerals. So you'll be amazed that even we have used those books, but we never remember that. And you can again go for that class 10th book and revise that economic geography part. Okay. For basic knowledge, again 6th to 10th geography. But mostly your 6th to 10th geography is covered in 11th and 12th, 11th geography itself. For mapping, you have to have your student atlas, Oxford Student Atlas, where you'll always go for locations of the places, especially which are in news, for the countries which are in news, for the groupings, international bodies which are in news, so that you understand the geography, the boundaries, or the groupings, how they are being formed. For example, yesterday the question was of European Union, which was quite doable because European Union was always in news from past 2.5 years. Okay, so yes, you should be aware of the countries and the places which are in news. Okay. Again, revision can be done from RTFQ. For mains when I come, again NCERTs are indispensable source for geography, because there are certain static questions asked from oceanography, water, climatology, which are linked with the present issues. So, basic understanding of the concepts from NCERTs is must, but you need certain analysis which is not given in NCERTs, and you have to rely on certain notes for that. And along with economic geography, which is not comprehensively given at one place in analytical manner. Factually, it is given in class 10th, but analysis nahi diya hai. So again, for that, there is no one proper book, and you have to rely on certain other sources. And the best source I find is the sources given up by Level Up, जहाँ पे आपको एक जगह पे proper analysis मिल जाता है, not just for the oceanography or physical geography part, but also resources part. Okay, तो resources का एक अलग से handout मिलता है, where you can revise the complete resources, their issues, where they are present, where they are located at one place. Now, these topics of geography are interlinked a lot with the agriculture part in GS3, disaster. So, they should not be understood in solo, means in isolation. They should be integrated with GS3, disaster, resources, agriculture, and even in GS1 there is one topic of urbanization, so it should be linked there as well. Okay. Next is Indian society, again mains only topic. For that, for basic understanding, you can go for class 11th and 12th Indian society book. But again, analysis is not present there, current issues are not addressed there, so you will have to go for certain notes. Either for that, you can make your own notes using newspaper, identifying new issues, new emerging issues because of technology or the changing arena of how youth behaves, what's the role of employment in social trends. So that can be done. Along with that, if you want it at a single place, again, you can follow the foundation or MMP notes. Foundation notes are a bit detailed, MMP notes are a bit concise. They are made as per the student requirement of the student who will just appear in mains, let's say within 2 months. Okay, so they are made according to them. Foundation is for the students who have very basic knowledge, so they'll become more comprehensive, more detailed. Okay. Focus is always on the topics like migration, poverty, urbanization, regionalism, communalism, and secularism. And these are the keywords which are particularly given, clearly given in UPSC syllabus also. Next is, with that we end with GS1. Now comes to GS2. GS2 is more about polity, governance, social justice, and IR. So for polity and constitution, if I go on the first subject, for prelims, it is Lakshmikant. Most of the student follows it. With yesterday's paper, कुछ shock लगा होगा, but Lakshmikant से जो question थे starred, unstarred, वो वाले questions can be done. Other questions they were analytical, वो किसी भी book में नहीं मिलते. Right? वो आपको वहाँ पे सोचना ही पड़ता. You would have to think in those exam conditions. Otherwise, all the questions which are from constitution or working of constitution, they were there in Lakshmikant. Okay. So Lakshmikant or Baer Act, NCERT class 11 Indian Constitution at work. If you want to have a basic understanding of constitution, how it came or how it works in different parts. But that is for a basic understanding. Facts you will get from Lakshmikant only. You cannot completely rely on class 11th NCERT. If you are fresher, you can first read class 11th NCERT and then go on Lakshmikant, because it eases the preparation. How it eases the preparation? Because Lakshmikant is more about facts. It doesn't give you the basic knowledge that why it is happening, right? But NCERT will give you that foundation. And once you know that why it is happening, it's easy to understand the facts or consume the facts. Next is, again, if you want an integrated manner, there is foundation notes. Foundation notes also includes current part. If there are current happenings happening in polity, certain changes, certain new laws, certain new updates. For example, election commission के लिए नया law आया, या for women reservation in legislative bodies, new law came. So those will be included in foundation and PMP notes. Idea should be that PYQ theme दैट लेजिस्लेचर पे, एग्जीक्यूटिव पे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएंगे, फिलोसफिकल पार्ट पे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे, दैट बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग शुड बी देयर. ओके, नेक्स्ट फॉर मेंस. नाउ फॉर मेंस लक्ष्मीकांत इज नॉट सफिशिएंट बिकॉज मेंस का सिलेबस बहुत क्लियर है, बहुत एनालिटिकल है, बहुत करंट ड्रिवन है, राइट? एंड आई वुड से इन दैट केस नो बुक इज सफिशिएंट. You have to have a newspaper, you have to have your basic understanding of current happenings or current new laws coming. Okay, आपको इश्यूज भी पता होना चाहिए, चाहे वो फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर में हो, चाहे वो सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर्स के हो, चाहे वो जुडिशरी के हो, फंडामेंटल राइट्स के हो. यू विल हैव टू हैव दैट नॉलेज of current happenings in all these topics. So none of the book is completely sufficient. You have to rely on notes. Either you can again make your own notes using newspaper if you are in the habit of reading newspaper every day and making notes out of it. You can make notes on the Supreme Court judgments and the constitution examples or the editorials relating to it. If you wanted it one place, organized into syllabus form, along with examples how to use it, how to make certain points on one topic, and then simultaneously examples, you can also rely on MMP or foundation notes. Again, the difference between these two, why the two notes are mentioned is that foundation notes are a bit detailed, MMP notes are according to the student's requirement who are writing main. Now, guiding light is again PYQs. Second subject is governance. Governance, social justice is more of the subjects which are asked more in mains. This time governance question एक दो पूछा गया है, and even certain laws regarding RTI वगैरह जो हम usually governance में पूछते हैं, they can be asked in prelims. So you should have your integrated preparation and basic understanding of these governance issues. Okay, तो इसके लिए मेंस के लिए क्या करना है? सेकेंड ARC की रिपोर्ट पढ़नी है. पूरी रिपोर्ट नहीं पढ़नी है, just summary will do. But again, summary will not be sufficient if you don't have understanding. अगर आपने बस क्रैम कर लिया, रटते गए, it is of no use, because the questions from governance are more of practical approach, that how you will be implementing or developing certain schemes or policies there on the ground. What is the role of NGOs, SHGs, how you will integrate them, what is the role of citizen charter, how you will increase transparency and accountability into the system. It's more of administration, which you will have to have basic understanding either through newspapers, either through Yojana articles, or a comprehensive notes where everything is given according to syllabus in full-fledged manner. Again, the questions guideline is PYQ themes, and in governance, PYQ themes are repeated because the syllabus is very defined. One or the other question will repeat, definitely, because it is according to the syllabus. So when the syllabus is defined, it's easy for you to have limited notes which helps you write few answers in a very good manner. Okay, with good number of examples. क्योंकि वो क्वेश्चन तो हमें पहले से पता है ना, वहां से पूछा जाएगा. लिमिटेड सिलेबस है, वही 4-5 क्वेश्चन घूम फिर के आएंगे, तो वहां से हम पहले से तैयार भी हो सकते हैं. Next is social justice and welfare. In case of prelims, social justice से ज़्यादातर questions they are based on scheme, welfare schemes, the current trends, पॉलिटी में पॉवर्टी में क्या है, पॉवर्टी को मेजर कैसे करते हैं, जैसे कल पूछा गया मल्टी डिमेंशनल पॉवर्टी के बारे में, राइट? सो दोज क्वेश्चंस कैन बी आस्क्ड which are more of factual or analytical part or on the current trend based. But when it comes to mains, it is more of issue based questions. ये issue है, क्यों है, are there certain changes happening, what we are doing to do with this, are the steps we are taking are effective or not, and if not effective, what is the issues why they are not effective and how they can be further improved. और ये notes भी वैसे ही बनेंगे आपके. If you think of certain issues in social justice, there is certain issue, you have to resolve, you have to know what are the causes, because without knowing the causes, you won't be able to reach to the solution. Right? Causes, then if there are current steps taken, their limitations and what can be done further. Okay. So that thing will work in social justice schemes for all marginalized groups and across sectors, whether it's health sector, whether it is education sector, whether it is for transgender, children, senior citizens, anything, women, anything, the same format will follow, but the issues will change. Okay, and that is more about social justice. You should be having awareness regarding the new schemes, the new funding which is being provided, why the new scheme has been bought, what is their objective, who is funding it, under which ministry it comes. So that also you should have a basic understanding, because that is asked in prelims. So factual part is asked in prelims and the analytical part is asked in mains. So again, you can have an integrated preparation here. So PIB schemes, reports, indices, any factual information, and one place everything is gathered in theme wise in PMP notes. For mains, you have to do multiple, follow multiple journals like Yojana, Kurukshetra to understand the grassroots issues. Along with that, you have to comprehensively integrate it with government schemes, Niti Aayog, SDG data, so that you can substantiate. So these facts which you'll study in prelims will be helpful for you in mains, but in what way? In the way to substantiate your point. If you are saying that poverty is decreasing, so you will have to have the data from prelims part, that what is the trend of poverty and how much according to Indian government it has reduced. So if multidimensional poverty has been reduced, how, so what is the fixed number to which we have reached? Is it the data from NFHS or Census of India, from where it is? So you should have that basic understanding so that you can generate your points, simultaneously substantiate that point using data. So that is done in mains part. Along with that, at one place you'll have again in MMP. Next is international relations. For international relations, if I see yesterday's paper, here it is mentioned mains only. But if I see yesterday's paper, there are many questions which are asked from international relations in prelims also. But it is not per se exactly international relations. It is more of international bodies which you study separately in current affairs part. Okay, so ये subject भी आप prelims के लिए पढ़ते हो, but again separately in current affairs part, because the bodies are asked usually which are in news. Okay, so it's not like when you read international relation, in your mind it should be fixed that I'm studying for mains only. No, you are studying for prelims also, because those international bodies, those countries involved are the places in news and they are important. Those bodies are important. For example, European Union, these are NATO, these are important bodies, SCO, BRICS, which from where the question can be framed. Okay. So again, class 12th NCERT, contemporary world politics. If you want to understand basics of why some things are happening, why certain events are happening, why a country is behaving in that manner. So basic understanding can come from NCERT, and then from that you have to follow newspaper. Either there can be monthly current affairs which you can follow, but according to me, when you follow monthly current affairs, you have to have certain current affairs notes which entirely understand the complete concept. It's not like कि आज war हुआ या आज कोई इशू हुआ और उसकी थोड़ी सी नॉलेज आ गई, फिर थोड़ी सी नॉलेज आ गई, फिर थोड़ी सी, एक इशू है उसको प्रॉपर हिस्ट्री से लेके आज तक समझना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज नन ऑफ द इशू इन करंट सर्कमस्टांसेस इज originated due to current issues. They have their roots in the past. तो कोई ऐसे नोट्स हो जो सिर्फ वॉर हो रही है, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, सिर्फ ये ना समझाए क्यों हो रहा है, what is the background, that understanding should be there in international relations, otherwise you will not be able to answer it. न्यूज़पेपर के साथ क्या है, when you read only वर्ल्ड न्यूज पेज, तो आपको सिर्फ उस दिन क्या हुआ, ट्रंप ने कुछ बोल दिया, वहां कुछ हो गया, वहां कुछ हो गया, वहां इतने लोग मर गए, या ये प्लेन क्रैश हो गया, ये सारी न्यूज मिलती है. बट यू हैव टू substantiate that world news page along with editorial and opinion page along with explained page of Indian Express, क्योंकि उसका हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड वहां दिया होगा कि अगर ये यहाँ हुआ है कुछ, तो उसका हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड किसी एडिटोरियल में होगा, एंड दे विल फॉलो द कंप्लीट ट्रेंड एंड दे विल गो टू द रूट कॉज ऑफ इट. तो आपको सिर्फ वर्ल्ड न्यूज वाला पेज नहीं पढ़ना है, आपको उसको इंटीग्रेट करना पड़ेगा एडिटोरियल के साथ, एनालिसिस के साथ. ओके, तो मंथली करंट अफेयर्स फॉलो कर सकते हैं, बट वही मंथली करंट अफेयर्स जो कि पास्ट के साथ डील करे. पूरे इशू को एंटायरिटी में समझे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्हेन संतोष सर टीचेस इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन, ही विल डील विद द कंप्लीट इशू इन एंटायरिटी. अगर वो इंडिया मालदीव्स पढ़ाएंगे तो पूरा एंटायरिटी में पढ़ाएंगे कि स्टार्टिंग से कैसे हमारा रिलेशन चल रहा है, नॉट जस्ट आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस बट इवन अगर कोई रिलेशन बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंस भी था. So you have to understand that. So in international relations, there are 3-4 major topics from which repeatedly questions are asked. For example, in neighborhood, India and neighborhood relations, Indo-Pacific global institutions, trade, diaspora and security groupings, because security is the major issue. Okay. So again, this subject, there is no specific book you have to depend on. No. Why? Because it is frequently changing. Next is economy. For basic understanding of economy, of economic concepts, macroeconomic concepts of inflation, for GDP, for repo rate, banking, money, you can go for the book Macroeconomics of class 12th. But if you have to have understanding of how Indian economy is working since independence, what are the issues, what are the major issues, how we have switched from agriculture to service sector, then you will have to have read Indian economic development. So Indian economic development is mainly will help you to understand the trends, what we have done, what are the issues, and how it can be corrected. So it gives you an historical to current picture and helps you in mains as well as prelims preparation. Macroeconomics is more of prelims. It gives you conceptual clarity that how quantifiable and qualitative measures are being taken. Along with that, you have to have one book, Vivek Singh or Ramesh Singh. Apart from that, you can also follow PMP notes of Santosh sir, and even the lectures are freely available on YouTube for complete economy. So for complete economy, prelims ke liye, lectures are also available, even notes are available. Okay, you can follow that also. But you have to again substantiate it or complement it, supplement it with the current happenings or the current affairs part. Next is mains ke liye the guiding light is economic survey. Economic survey not just help you in mains but also prelims, but economic surveys is the guiding light for कि कौन से questions पूछे जाएंगे in mains. Okay, क्योंकि वो issues news में है. For example, energy security news में है, तो वो issue बहुत important issue है and that should be addressed, and वो economic survey में भी उस पे question है, उस पे पूरा analysis है how it can be done, right? मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर के क्या इशू है, एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर के क्या इशू हैं, तो करंट इश्यूज आर ऑलवेज एड्रेस्ड इन इकोनॉमिक सर्वे. तो इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में क्या आ रहा है उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग एक होनी चाहिए, फेयर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, which helps you or which becomes a guiding light for main syllabus. See, if you are being completely unaware of the subject, for example, let's say if you are completely unaware of geography, then start with 6. But if you are from science background, I cannot say start with 6. Depends upon your background also. Depends upon your where you stand today. Okay. So you I don't think so you need then economy books, right? If you are from commerce, obviously you have to read certain science books, but not completely. 6th to 10th you can read science, but 11th 12th में फिर सिर्फ 12th का biology का पार्ट पढ़ना है. नेक्स्ट इज यूनियन बजट, करंट अपडेट्स क्या हुई वो सब की अंडरस्टैंडिंग, आरबीआई के कुछ चेंजेस हुए हैं बैंकिंग नॉर्म्स में या किसी भी चीज में, वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए. कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली एक जगह पे तो नोट्स में दिया ही होता है, राइट. नेक्स्ट इज एग्रीकल्चर पार्ट. Agriculture part in economy, we count in economy, but here it is addressed separately. Why addressed separately? Because it is a part which is equivalent or which carries marks equivalent to economy part. So if I take growth and development, inclusive development, government budgeting wala portion, infrastructure, industrial policy, you'll get 4 questions out of it, and agriculture se bhi 3 to 4 questions you'll get. Okay, so it has a higher weightage, so you should have basic understanding which will come from NCERT. क्लास 10th की एनसीईआरटी में भी एग्रीकल्चर के क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न के क्वेश्चंस हैं, बहुत अच्छे से अंडरस्टैंड दी हुई है डिटेल्स, बट दैट इज नॉट सफिशिएंट. व्हाई इट इज नॉट सफिशिएंट? बिकॉज you there get geographical knowledge, not the economic knowledge. इकोनॉमिक नॉलेज के लिए, ट्रेंड्स के लिए आपको करंट पे डिपेंड करना पड़ता है. तो इकोनॉमी एग्रीकल्चर लार्जली जो है आपका इंटीग्रेट होके चलेगा करंट के साथ, करंट अफेयर्स नोट्स के साथ. ओके, यू कैन नॉट डू इट इन आइसोलेशन दैट मैंने बस ये कर लिया और मेरा एग्रीकल्चर पार्ट जो है एड्रेस हो गया. तो क्रॉप जो है ज्योग्राफिकल पार्ट पूछ सकते हैं, उसका करंट ट्रेंड भी पूछ सकते हैं, ये भी पूछ सकते हैं कौन सी स्टेट सबसे ज्यादा इज द लार्जेस्ट और हाईएस्ट प्रोड्यूसर, या वेदर इंडिया प्रोड्यूसेस और नॉट, क्या ट्रेंड्स हैं, उसके लिए करंट पे डिपेंड करना पड़ेगा. ओके, so for agriculture again economic survey budget और directly you can go on notes also, क्योंकि notes वहीं से ही बने हैं, but according to the exam demand, because mind you economic survey यूपीएससी के लिए नहीं बनाया जाता कि यूपीएससी के बच्चे प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं इसलिए हमें इकोनॉमिक सर्वे बनाना है, तो उसको फिल्टर आउट करना पड़ता है and that becomes your notes. Next is environment and ecology. Environment and ecology is a very holds a very substantial part in prelims. Why in prelims? Because the same preliminary examination is also for the students who are aspiring for IFS, forest services. So geography environment holds a substantial portion in prelims, though it carries only 2 to 3 questions in mains. But again, those 2 to 3 questions can be game changer for you. So when you go for environment ecology, basic concepts must be understood from class 12th biology, that is ecology unit. क्लास 12th की जो बायोलॉजी बुक है उसमें लास्ट यूनिट है इकोलॉजी की, जहाँ पे 13, 14, 15, 16 चैप्टर आपको पढ़ने हैं फॉर बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ बायोलॉजी, बायोम्स का अंडरस्टैंडिंग, क्लाइमेट चेंज का अंडरस्टैंडिंग, एवरीथिंग यू गेट देयर. But again, it is not the holistic source. There are certain books. I didn't find any good book which addresses the complete environment part as per UPSC. There are certain books available in the market for environment and ecology for prelims. But the issue with those books is they are very heavy. You cannot revise them. It is not practically possible for you to cram everything from that. You have to have a curated notes, well curated notes which addresses the demand of UPSC. It's not like a random सब कुछ डाल दिया बस, and which is humanly not possible to cram everything. So I didn't find any much a good book for environment. Good notes are there by Santosh sir. Again, you can attend their classes, his classes from YouTube. Few classes are available. But उससे आपको ये समझ आ जाएगा that those notes are well curated or framed according to the demand of UPSC. ऐसा नहीं है randomly, हाँ वो notes भी heavy हैं, 300, 350, 400 पेज तक जाते हैं, but yes उससे वो क्वेश्चन पेपर के डिमांड के अकॉर्डिंग है. ओके, होलिस्टिक कवरेज है लेकिन क्वेश्चन पेपर के डिमांड के अकॉर्डिंग है. ऐसा नहीं रैंडम बस फैक्ट्स डालने को हमने बहुत सारे डाल दिए. इट हैज लॉट्स ऑफ इमेजेस ऑफ स्पीशीज सो दैट यू रिमेंबर इट. ओके, बहुत सारी इमेजेस हैं स्पीशीज की, तो आपको प्रैक्टिकली जब आप देखते हो इमेजेस उससे समझ आता है, उससे याद जल्दी होता है. ओके, so for that you can follow Santosh sir notes which are always integrated with current. So there is no segregation in the notes that ये static है ये current है. Always it is integrated in a proper manner so that you people can understand well. Next mains के लिए again climate change, biodiversity, pollution, laws related to pollution are very important. Again I said Gurleen, I said the book is very heavy. Okay, very heavy. Practically not possible to remember it. Again, for economy, notes are enough, but I don't think so you will be able to address mains part with that. It depends upon your understanding, but again, they are heavy. And next thing is, you won't be able to do mains. So go for such notes जो कि आपको मेंस का थोड़ा एनालिसिस या थोड़ा वो डिटेल्स दे इंटीग्रेटेड मैनर में. ओके, again these topics are important, so you'll not find it at one place. You'll have to make your curated notes और डिपेंड ऑन समवन एल्स क्यूरेटेड नोट्स। ऐसा नहीं है बहुत डिटेल में जाना होता है, जैसे आपके प्री के एनवायरनमेंट के नोट्स होते हैं विच आर वेरी हैवी, दे आर नॉट। हार्डली आप 10-15 पेज के एनवायरनमेंट के नोट्स बनाएंगे, उसी को रिवाइज करेंगे। ओके, ज्यादा हैवी नहीं, हर टॉपिक से एक एक 2-2 पेज के नोट्स बनाए और किया। नेक्स्ट इज साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी। साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी बेसिक साइंस आपको पढ़नी पड़ेगी अगर इफ यू आर नॉन साइंस बैकग्राउंड, सो दैट यू कैन हैव अ अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ साइंस। ऐसा नहीं है कि 9th की फिजिक्स वगैरह पढ़नी पड़ेगी ज्यादा डिटेल में कि हम न्यूमेरिकल्स भी सॉल्व कर रहे हैं। कुछ अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो कि हाउ इवेपोरेशन, हाउ प्रेसिपिटेशन, हाउ लॉज ऑफ न्यूटन, हाउ ग्रेविटेशन वर्क्स, वो बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो। दैट्स व्हाई आई एम नॉट टेलिंग कि 6 to 10th की एनसीईआरटी से सब कुछ आएगा, ओके, बट जो साइंस को आपको समझना है उसके लिए थोड़ी बेसिक साइंस आपको समझनी पड़ेगी। या तो आप कोई ऐसी क्लास अटेंड करें जिसमें बेसिक्स आपको स्टार्टिंग में बता दिए जाए, या फिर अगर ऐसी क्लास कोई नहीं ज्वाइन करते हैं तो फिर ये पढ़ें 6 to 10th। For example, if you are going for space classes of science, you in the class you will have proper understanding of gravitational laws. बट अगर ऐसा नहीं है सो अगेन क्लास 9 का ग्रेविटेशन का चैप्टर थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ेगा। ओके, so again those are not the Bible. NCERTs are not the Bible for science and technology for prelims. You have to depend upon the current affairs. Current affairs are the Bible. तो करंट अफेयर्स करना ही पड़ेगा बिकॉज वहीं से क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, उसी के एनालिसिस से, उसी के कॉन्सेप्ट से पूछे जाते हैं, बट कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी चाहिए अलॉन्ग विद द फैक्ट्स। ओके, दे आर अगेन फ्रीली अवेलेबल ऑन यूट्यूब। You can go, you can attend. This year's notes are freely available for PMP, for science and technology. You can go attend and study from there. But again, they are 26. For 27, you have to integrate them with the current of next coming year, upcoming year. Next is mains. Mains में PIB updates, new schemes, new launches, new issues in the science and technology field. Again, few pager notes is required, but not lengthy as required in prelims. Next is internal security. Internal security में there is a book by Ashok Kumar. Personally, I would say I've not read that book. Why? Because there are 4 questions from internal security. I didn't get time to read that book during my preparation because there are other subjects also. But I always followed current affairs and proper notes. I always relied on notes for internal security, not the book, because I didn't find it good enough that you should follow a book for a subject where ROI is very less. Okay. Otherwise, I would prefer to read one more time Lakshmikant rather than spending my time on a new book. So in that case, I didn't read it, but yes, it is more advised. But internal security, again, when the books are written, they are written according to their times. Internal security में changes होते रहते हैं. Even the requirement change होती रहती है, issues change होते रहते हैं due to events, and current से update रहना पड़ता है. So internal security is more about current, editorial, explain page पढ़ना पड़ेगा, but fair understanding के लिए एक notes होने चाहिए, well curated notes जो कि आपको internal security के, left wing extremism के, secessionist tendencies के, border management के issues को एक जगह लिख के दे. Okay. Next is disaster management. Disaster management, you hardly need 40 pages notes where all the disasters are addressed. There too, you should have a brain that common issues should be addressed together so that common answers can be written. How to modify the answer according to the changing disaster. If the question asks certain change disaster, NDA में guidelines पता होने चाहिए. Basic understanding के लिए that how they happen, you should have understanding of natural hazards and disaster. एक जगह चाहिए तो फिर वही नोट्स को फॉलो करो और बस बार-बार उन्हीं नोट्स को पढ़ते रहो एंड यू विल बी सॉर्टेड, कंप्लीटली सॉर्टेड. नोट्स लो, ये चैप्टर पढ़ो, नोट्स लो जिसमें एनडीएमए की गाइडलाइंस इंटीग्रेटेड हो, एग्जांपल्स इंटीग्रेटेड हो, इवेंट्स इंटीग्रेटेड हो, डायग्राम इंटीग्रेटेड हो, बस उन्हीं को बार बार पढ़ते रहो. Next is GS paper 4. Again for GS paper 4, I would say there are several books recommended by the students, which you would also see: Subba Rao, DK Balaji, Lexicon. Again, I would say I have not read. Personally, I'll be very clear in this. I'll be transparent in this. I have not read these books. They are suggested. In my personal opinion, I don't. Okay, I don't suggest books for ethics. My personal opinion is that based on PYQs, you should have notes. Okay, according to syllabus, divide the syllabus into certain headings. यूज PYQs एज अ गाइडिंग लाइट कि किस तरीके का क्वेश्चन पूछा है. तो अगर इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस है तो इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस से क्या पूछना चाह रहे हैं. ईदर यूज गूगल, गो फॉर मेनी कोड्स, ब्रेनस्टॉर्म कंटेंट, और किसी अच्छे टीचर का, अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट से नोट्स उठाओ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेवल अप के नोट्स भी अच्छे हैं, दे आर वेरी गुड फॉर एथिक्स. आई हैव यूज देम, तो वो भी उठा सकते हैं. I don't find reading books for ethics a feasible option again, because change होता रहता है, and the question answer writing style depends upon the how the question has been framed. तो आपको कंटेंट चाहिए, आपको वर्ड का मीनिंग चाहिए, जो भी कीवर्ड्स वहां दिए हैं, ऑब्जेक्टिविटी है, इंटीग्रिटी है, ऑनेस्टी है, आपको उस पर कंटेंट चाहिए, आपको उसकी डेफिनेशन चाहिए, एक तो करेक्ट मीनिंग, एग्जाम्पल, और किन सिचुएशंस में वो चेंज हो सकता है. Conceptual clarity of conflict of interest, conflict of conscience, crisis of conscience, इन सब का conceptual clarity चाहिए, right? So either you can Google the definitions and examples and issues related to them and make your own notes, or best is you can go for a well-reputed institute note. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि even you can try books. In my personal opinion, I have not. So I'll be very clear here कि बुक्स से आपको ये नहीं पता लगेगा आंसर राइटिंग कैसे करनी है. एथिक्स इज मोर अबाउट आंसर राइटिंग, बिकॉज कौन इंसान बोलता है कि मैं एथिकली रॉन्ग हूँ. एथिकली करेक्ट और इनकरेक्ट होना सबको पता होता है, क्या सही है क्या गलत है, राइट? बस उसकी जस्टिफिकेशन नहीं दे पाते. हमें ये तो पता होता है करना क्या है, हमें ये नहीं पता होता कि करना क्यों है, और अगर ये भी पता है क्यों है तो उसको लिखना कैसे है पेपर पे, राइट? एथिक्स में ये प्रॉब्लम है. तो एथिक्स में द इशू इज नॉट दैट यू डोंट नो, द इशू इज यू नो, एंड यू नो अ लॉट, एंड यू डोंट नो हाउ मच टू राइट ऑन पेपर एंड इन व्हाट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू राइट ऑन द पेपर. तो वो इशू है एथिक्स में, उसको रिजॉल्व करेंगे मोर आंसर राइटिंग से. कुछ पेजेस का नोट्स हो और उन नोट्स को मल्टीपल टाइम्स रिवाइज करो अकॉर्डिंग टू डेफिनेशंस, अकॉर्डिंग टू एग्जांपल्स, लॉट्स ऑफ एग्जांपल कोड्स, एंड राइट मोर. ओके, तो एथिक्स की अप्रोच थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट होती है. एग्जाम्पल की नोटबुक बनाओ, कोई एक फाउंडेशन के नोट्स ले लो, अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट के, लेवल अप के नोट्स बहुत अच्छे हैं, वेयर यू विल गेट अकॉर्डिंग टू द सिलेबस द कंप्लीट पॉइंटर्स. उससे आपको फोमो भी नहीं होता है कि मेरा सिलेबस का कोई पॉइंट तो नहीं रह गया. अदरवाइज जब आप रैंडम खुद के नोट्स बनाते हैं, यू फील लाइक आई हैव मिस्ड, वेदर आई हैव मिस्ड 1 or 2 points or not. So if you have a foundation notes, you will not have that FOMO that I have missed certain parts. Then case study practice, and that depends upon the answer writing practice. So that was more about these GS subjects. Essay के लिए answer writing. You have to write essays. You have to read editorials. Newspaper को पढ़ो, देखो उनका structure कैसे है, explain pages को पढ़ो, but they are more of description based rather than essay based. Essay में आपको थोड़ा अपना creativity दिखाना पड़ता है, थोड़ा examples, थोड़ी interlinkage, थोड़ी connectivity, थोड़ा word play दिखाना पड़ता है. That you have a well sorted mind. Essay shows you me or the reader that the writer has a well sorted mind. He knows how to express. And as an administrator, it is very important for you to show that you can express well, because आपके दिमाग में जो चीज है लेकिन वो जुबान पे नहीं आ रही है, यू कैन नॉट एक्सप्रेस इट, यू आर नॉट अ गुड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर. क्योंकि आप कम्युनिकेट कैसे करेंगे, कन्वे कैसे करेंगे? फॉर कम्युनिकेशन, फॉर कन्वेइंग योर थॉट्स, यू शुड नो हाउ टू एक्सप्रेस, हाउ टू गिव वर्ड्स टू योर थॉट्स. एंड गुड वर्ड। गुड वर्ड्स मीन्स जो जस्टिफाई करें आपके थॉट्स को। कई बार हम बोलते हैं कि मेरा किसी से आर्ग्यूमेंट हो गया। अब कोई वर्ड उसके लिए बोले लड़ाई हो गई, लड़ाई नहीं हुई भाई, थोड़ा-सा आर्ग्यूमेंट हुआ। अब और अगर सटल हुआ है तो डिस्कशन हुआ है। तो यू शुड नो व्हिच वर्ड्स टू यूज़ एट दैट टाइम। ओके एंड दैट कैन बी डन बाय प्रॉपर वोकैब्युलरी एंड कॉम्प्रिहेंशन। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत हाई-फाई वोकैब्युलरी कुछ चाहिए, जो वर्ड्स हैं आप एक्सप्रेस करना जाने बस। कि जो आप सोचते हैं उसको ऑर्गेनाइज़ करना, स्ट्रक्चर करना, सब्सटैंशिएट करना एंड वर्ड्स में डालना। ओके जो समझ आए सामने वाले को इन सिंपल सेंटेंसेस। इट्स नॉट लाइक रॉकेट साइंस कि आपको शशि थरूर बनना और कोई बहुत हाई फाई वर्ड चाहिए और बहुत हाई फाई लैंग्वेज चाहिए। नो, सिंपल इंग्लिश बट इजिली अंडरस्टूड और कॉम्प्रिहेंडेड बाय द रीडर। रीडर को ये नहीं लगना चाहिए मेरे सर पे बोझ आ गया पढ़ने का। ओके तो अगेन ये सारा जो है ये मटेरियल के लिए भी है और रीडिंग स्किल्स इंप्रूव करने के लिए भी है और कंटेंट इंप्रूव करने के लिए भी है। अगेन नोट्स, नोट्स जो होते हैं ऐसे में दे आर नॉट लाइक कि बहुत हमें बहुत डिटेल्ड नोट्स मिलते हैं कहीं से। आपको एग्जांपल्स अपने डेली लाइफ से उठाने होते हैं। बट नोट्स कैसे होते हैं? दे हेल्प यू इन स्ट्रक्चरिंग योर एसे। ऐसे को एक डायरेक्शन देने में हेल्प करते हैं, समझा देते हैं कि करना कैसे है। So notes solo will not work. When I talk about level of foundation notes or MBA notes, this solo will not work. They'll work along with the class. You'll have to complement or supplement it with the class. क्योंकि क्लास में ही तो बताया जा रहा है ना वो लिखना कैसे है, राइट? तो वो क्लास के साथ होगा। नेक्स्ट इज करंट अफेयर्स। करंट अफेयर्स के लिए यू नो लॉट्स ऑफ सोर्सेज, मंथली मैगजीन्स हैं, डेली है, इवन करंट अफेयर्स पे एक अलग से सेपरेट सेशन भी है। गवर्नमेंट पीआईबी, बजट, इकोनॉमिक सर्वे सब पढ़ना है। सिंपल सा, मेरे लिए सिंपल सा सोल्यूशन है, संतोषा के नोट्स पढ़ो और खत्म करो। ओके क्वेश्चंस डुएबल होते हैं, जितने करने हैं उतने हो जाते हैं। और रादर देन जंपिंग अराउंड फॉर 10 सोर्सेस, एक सोर्स। आई गेस फाउंडेशन के यहाँ कुछ बच्चे हैं, दे विल स्टार्ट देयर करंट अफेयर्स क्लासेस एंड दे विल अंडरस्टैंड कि बस ये करो हो गया, टेंशन ज्यादा नहीं लो। क्योंकि हाँ, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ो ही नहीं। आई एम नॉट सेइंग अबाउट अदर सोर्सेस, बट न्यूज़पेपर फिर भी पढ़ना पड़ता है। न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना पड़ता है फॉर कॉम्प्लीमेंटिंग द नॉलेज व्हिच यू आर रिसीविंग थ्रू करंट अफेयर्स क्लासेस, एज वेल एज फॉर एनालिसिस पार्ट, योर मेंटल क्लैरिटी। ओके और रिवीजन, क्योंकि बार-बार टॉपिक न्यूज़ में आता है, यू रिवाइज अलोंग विद इट। ओके so these were the sources. Now my final message here is that uh, it's not that you should have a long list. मैं आपके कमरे में जाऊं, your study should have lots and lots of books. Doesn't mean you are preparing for UPSC. For me, अगर मैं एक ऐसे कमरे में जाती हूँ जहाँ बच्चे ने बहुत सारी बुक्स लगाई हुई है, it means he is not studying for UPSC. He is doing everything except UPSC. Okay, so it's like a limited number of resources, a good, well curated resource list, and multiple revisions. So rather than multiple books for one subject, one book should be read multiple times. एक बुक को, लक्ष्मीकांत को पढ़ो ना 20 बार, कौन मना कर रहा है? पढ़ो, होगा, क्लैरिटी आएगी। जितना है उतना तो याद करो। बट यू पीपल, द बिगेस्ट मिस्टेक यू पीपल डू इज रनिंग बिहाइंड द रिसोर्सेज। और फिर डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर बनने की जगह नोट्स कलेक्टर बन के रह जाते हो, बुक्स कलेक्टर बन के रह जाते हो, बुक लिस्ट कलेक्टर बन के रह जाते हो, राइट? वो नहीं करो, राइट? तो गुड रिसोर्स शुड हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड द सिलेबस, सॉल्व पीवाईक्यूज, रिवाइज मल्टीपल टाइम्स, क्योंकि वो रिवाइजेबल होना चाहिए। अगर रिवाइजेबल नहीं है लेकिन सोर्स अच्छा है तो उसके नोट्स बना लो, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन आपको कितना आता है। ओके इट शुड बी हेल्प यू इन राइटिंग बेटर आंसर्स। दैट्स व्हाई बेटर आंसर्स के लिए कोई प्रॉपर बुक नहीं है, इसलिए आपको नोट्स पे रिलाई करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि प्रॉपर बुक मेंस के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं है। और आइडियली ना वो बन भी नहीं सकती। अगर मैं कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स की बात करूँ ना, वहां पे बुक बन भी नहीं सकती। रीजन बीइंग, आज आपने बुक पब्लिश करनी, नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए वो यूज नहीं है, क्योंकि करंट बेस्ड आ जाएगा। तो आपको नोट्स पे रिलाई करना ही पड़ता है। इट्स नॉट लाइक कि मार्केट में कोई कमी आ गई है कि बुक क्यों नहीं है। After so many years of people writing books, व्हाई इट इज लाइक कि मेरे पास इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी के लिए या एनवायरनमेंट के लिए या साइंस एंड टेक के लिए बुक नहीं है, क्योंकि बुक हो भी नहीं सकती है, क्योंकि हर बार देयर इज समथिंग न्यू विच इज कमिंग एंड यू हैव टू रिलाई ऑन. ओके, सो अ गुड बुक शुड, अ रिसोर्स लिस्ट शुड हैव दिस. तो जिन सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए मैंने बुक्स नहीं बताई, ऐसा नहीं है कि ये नहीं सोचो कि वहां भी मैं कहीं ना कहीं से बुक्स ले आऊंगा. यू हैव टू वेट फॉर द टाइम, यू हैव टू वेट फॉर 6 months, और उसके बाद जितनी भी करंट हैपनिंग्स होंगी उनके नोट्स मिलेंगे, राइट? उनके नोट से पढ़ो उनको. फिर एनी डाउट? नाउ आई गेस लॉट्स ऑफ मैसेजेस केम, आई हैव नॉट रेड. अगर किसी का कोई डाउट है उनमें से, यू कैन आस्क. मेंस में अच्छा स्कोर एक ही चीज से किया जा सकता है, दैट इज आंसर राइटिंग. व्हाट पीपल डू इज, व्हाट स्टूडेंट्स डू इज कि पढ़ते रहते हैं, दे कीप ऑन रिवाइजिंग रिवाइजिंग रिवाइजिंग, बट इशू क्या आता है, दे हैव एवरीथिंग हियर बट दे डोंट नो हाउ टू पुट इट ऑन पेपर. ओके, दिस गैप हैज टू बी फिल्ड बाय रेगुलर आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस. आपकी मसल मेमोरी में बिल्ट हो जाना चाहिए कि मुझे आंसर लिखना है और ये क्वेश्चन आएगा, डिजास्टर का क्वेश्चन आएगा तो मुझे डेफिनेशन से या इवेंट से स्टार्ट करना है. फिर मुझे एक हेडिंग बनानी है, 5 पॉइंट लिखने हैं, फिर हेडिंग बनानी है, 5 पॉइंट लिखने हैं. So that practice has to be done, because mains is not just about the content, it is about the time. It is more about the time कि आप उस time में कैसे process कर पाते हैं. As a fresher, I would say start with polity. It's not like कि कोई बड़ा reason है, polity करने के बाद आपको एक बड़ा chunk जो है लगता है कि मुझे समझ आ गया. Ideal timeline for 2028 is right now do basics. अभी बेसिक्स करो, एनसीईआरटीज पढ़ो 1-2 महीने, फिर अपना जीएस फाउंडेशन करो. ओके, बाय February यू शुड बी डन विद योर फाउंडेशन, मीन्स बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो सारे सब्जेक्ट की. बाय फ्रॉम फेब यू शुड स्टार्ट योर प्रिपरेशन विद प्रॉपर इंटीग्रेटेड जीएस प्रिपरेशन. एक बार फाउंडेशन हो गया, फाउंडेशन मीन्स बेसिक पॉलिटी, ज्योग्राफी, इकोनॉमी, हिस्ट्री, ये हो गया. वो करने के बाद एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग के बाद you can start with integrated preparation of complete main syllabus along with optional. So by 27 you should be done with your optional, complete answer writing, everything कि ऐसे है कि जैसे मेंस लिखना ही है अभी. ओके, बाय दिसंबर यू शुड बी मेंस रेडी, और फिर प्रीलिम्स की प्रिपरेशन. तो स्टार्टिंग में सारी प्रिपरेशन इंटीग्रेटेड चलेगी अभी से. इफ यू स्टार्ट टुडे, your preparation till Feb will be integrated of the major subjects. Then it will go to mains oriented preparation, and then on 2028 Jan से ही prelims oriented preparation. See, revision strategy कैसे है? If you have read the topic today, if you have attended certain class, by evening first revision should be done. Means मैंने अगर आज कुछ पढ़ा है, घर जाके शाम को एक बार पढ़ना है और रात को एक बार 10 मिनट के लिए आई विल skim through it. फिर सैटरडे को वीकेंड पे रिवाइज एवरीथिंग विच यू हैव रेड द कंप्लीट वीक. रिवीजन वीक बहुत जरूरी है, रिवीजन डे बहुत जरूरी है. रीजन बीइंग क्योंकि आप फिर आगे बढ़ते रहते हैं, पीछे का भूलते जाते हैं. टेस्टिंग योरसेल्फ इज इंपॉर्टेंट. टेस्टिंग इज द पार्ट ऑफ रिवीजन बिकॉज टेस्ट इनडायरेक्टली हेल्प्स यू टू रिवाइज. बिकॉज एक रिवीजन होता है एक्टिव रिवीजन, एक पैसिव. एक्टिव में यू एक्टिवली थिंक अबाउट द टॉपिक, पैसिव में यू डोंट. आपके आंखों के सामने आपने पढ़ लिया. Tests help you in active revision, and then monthly and quarterly test. When answer writing should be started, answer writing should be started एक बार एक foundation basic understanding हो. For example, polity, economy की understanding हो, अगर खुद से तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो. और अगर कोई foundation course आपने join किया है तो वहाँ पे they understand, the institute should understand कि ये foundation के बच्चे हैं, इनिशियल स्टेज में है, so they'll just give you a baby steps for answer writing and then they will upgrade it in each test. तो जैसे जैसे क्लास होती जाती है उसके अकॉर्डिंग, सिलेबस के अकॉर्डिंग टेस्ट दे दिया जाता है. So that understanding should be there. For example, here when the foundation student comes, तो स्टार्टिंग में आंसर राइटिंग के प्रॉपर सेशंस होते हैं. कैसे करना है, और क्वेश्चंस बहुत सोच के दिए जाते हैं कि विल द स्टूडेंट विल बी एबल एट दिस जंक्चर विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर इट. ओके, जो भी आप करंट अफेयर्स कोर्स ज्वाइन करें, इंश्योर कि वो पास्ट के जो करंट अफेयर्स हैं वो भी कवर करते हो। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सागरमाला प्रोजेक्ट बहुत टाइम से न्यूज में है एंड एवरी ईयर इट इज देयर इन द नोट, राइट? सिंस एवरी ईयर इट इज इन द नोट्स, वो क्वेश्चन कल आया था एंड स्टूडेंट्स वर एबल टू डू इट। तो एक अच्छा रेप्यूटेड कोर्स जहाँ पे करंट अफेयर्स को सिर्फ करंट अफेयर्स कह के ना ट्रीट किया जाए, ये भी सोचा जाए कि उसके पास सिग्निफिकेंस हो सकती है और पास्ट करंट अफेयर्स भी इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकते हैं। तो इट इज बेस्ड ऑन रेलेवेंस टू यूपीएससी। ओके। आप संतोष सर की क्लासेस एक बार लगा के देखिए तो आपको समझ आएगा और कि हाउ करंट अफेयर शुड बी डेल्ट। अभी आपको करंट अफेयर्स क्या लग रहा है ना, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना है, रैंडमली टॉपिक्स जानने हैं, ऐसा नहीं है। आप एक बार क्लास लगा के देखिए, आपको पता लगेगा कि टॉपिक को कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली किया कैसे जाता है। बच्चे, इफ यू नीड शेड्यूल स्ट्रैटेजी प्लान, टीम आपको एक मेंटरशिप सेशन का लिंक दे देंगी। यू कैन क्लिक ऑन दैट, यू कैन रजिस्टर योरसेल्फ, हमारे मेंटर्स विल हेल्प यू। ओके, एनी अदर डाउट? देन विल एंड द क्लास हियर।